and thank you all again for your support tonight. Now, we come to our final three pieces before the interval, which will be 20 minutes. Whilst we do not have CDs on sale this evening, if you like what you've heard, you can order them through the choir website, or perhaps if you're really clever, then and you embrace the brave new world and mastered your smartphone and actually know what an app is, then rumour has it they can be downloaded. Grandchildren can often be helpful in this situation, and it's indeed why we have the press. Anyway, our first piece in this set will be Skyfall, which was originally recorded by Adele for the James Bond film with the same name. Written by Adele and producer Paul Epworth, they aimed to capture the mood and the style of the other Bond themes, including dark and moody lyrics descriptive of the film's plot. Interestingly, Skyfall was released at 7 minutes past midnight, or 007, on the 5th of October 2012, as part of the global James Bond Day, celebrating the 50th anniversary of the release of Dr. No, the first James Bond film. It topped the charts in 11 countries and won awards at the Oscars, the Brits, the Grammys and the Golden Globes. It received universal acclaim as one of the best ever Bond themes. And this arrangement for male voices is by Dorian Kelly. Our second piece is actually a fusion of two traditional pieces. Ar Lan y Môr, meaning beside the sea, is a traditional Welsh love song, whilst The Water is Wide is a popular folk song of Scottish origin. And the arrangement, bringing these two together, is by our own musical director, Dr. Edward Rhys-Harry. Now, I said at the outset that we had a world premiere this evening, and I'd like to give it a worthy introduction. So our last piece before the interval is based on an old Welsh melody, Babel, but in a completely new arrangement by Welsh composer Robert Arwyn, to the words of the classic Welsh funeral hymn, Bydd Myrdd o Ryfeddodau. After much persuasion by Jeremy Wood, a well-known historian on the Welsh in Argentina, and an ex-London Welsh chorister himself, and now a resident of the Welsh town of Esquel in Patagonia for over 20 years, who I'm delighted to say, by the way, is with us tonight. Actually, he's there. Anyway, Arwyn wrote the new arrangement after visiting the Welsh settlement in Patagonia for himself in 2018, where the hymn has a particular significance and where he heard it being sung. The hymn is not currently performed by choirs anywhere, and this new arrangement has been dedicated to our choir, and all proceeds from the future sale of the music will flow to the Welsh school Ysgol y Cwm in Trevelyan in Patagonia. There is a very moving backstory to why this arrangement has been written, and it dates back to the 19th century, when 4 young men from Welsh Patagonia were lured by the gold rush in the distant Andes, and they were making their way back home when they were attacked, and 3 of them were killed by native tribes. This hymn was sung at their burial site by the Welsh community, where the emotions could be barely contained. And the hymn is sometimes referred to as the resurrection hymn, talking as it does of the end of days when the children of the world are saved, like their Lord rising from the grave. With this in mind, it is therefore profoundly poignant as well, and even more appropriate that we perform this hymn tonight as we dedicate this first ever public performance in memory of Kieran Wood, Jeremy's brother, who sadly died just a few days ago in Ireland. And we extend our deepest sympathy to Jeremy's family. So, for the final time before the break, and to lead us in the singing of Skyfall, The Water is Wide, Ar Lan y Môr, and Bydd Myrdd o Ryfeddodau, please welcome, I would say back, but she hasn't actually stopped playing yet, Annabel Thwaite, and our musical director, Dr. Edward Rhys-Harry.